Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Traveling Lounge. If not subscribed, please subscribe to The Traveling Lounge, like and share. And I really appreciate those guys who've subscribed. And those who have not, if you're watching this video, please subscribe. Tafadhali subscribe kwenye hii channel. miente subscribe para mi canal, si para mi YouTube canal. So please subscribe to my channel, like and share. You can comment. I welcome positive comments. The Traveling Lion, THE underscore traveling with double L underscore lion, the Traveling Lion. So I'll probably this is just some reflection since I came back to the US from Kenya. I just came back from the US, to the US from Kenya like a week and a half ago, and I thought it was good to touch base with you guys. And although I post some videos from Kenya because there's a time lag normally. Normally, when I'm posting the videos, some of them were like taken a while ago. Yeah. So it's just my reflection right now is that this is the green card time. So if you are outside the US and you want to apply to come and work in the US, this is the time to apply. October is normally the time people apply for green card. So green card applications are now open. I have to check the exact date so I don't give you the wrong information. But go online and check. Go to a state.gov website. Don't go to fake websites.com or whatever. Go to .gov, a state government website. That's the genuine website, and this application is free. It's Diversity Lottery. Yeah, it's called normally Diversity Lottery. Just type Diversity Lottery in your Google or your phone, and you'll come up with a state.gov website. So that website is a government website. That is the way you can apply for a green card, and you apply free. It's free of charge. You only need to take a 2x2 photograph on a white background like this one of mine. Yeah, white background. The number of pixels is specified there. So when you post your picture, it will either be accepted or rejected. If it's accepted, then that's the right resolution. So if it's rejected, that means the resolution is poor. So you just keep trying until you get the perfect resolution on a 2x2, 2 inches by 2 inches passport size photo, which you can take using a cell phone or a professional camera. You can go to a local place where they can take a digital professional camera and then they can upload it for you, or you can, photo, or you can take it yourself and upload it yourself. So if you want to come to the US, come legally to the US, this is the best way to come. Apply for the green card. Yeah, it's a diversity lottery where the American government gives 55,000 people from all over the world a chance to come and work and live in the US as permanent residents. So this is a lottery that's played every year. It's a government lottery. Lottery means it's selection by randomly. They randomly select people who have applied. So if you're lucky, you'll get accepted. If you're not lucky, you try again next year. So just up here, this is you might be wondering what this is. This is just like our parking lot area in the apartment complex here, and they're showing like they'll be recarpeting this area on Monday, this area Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you need just to move your car out so that they can recarpet it, and then you can move your car back. So I'll remove it so it's a little distraction from the presentation. Yeah. So and of course this is my guitar where I play some music occasionally. When I'm too busy, I don't play any music, but when I'm not busy, I'll try to strum some tunes, even if it's like out of tune a little bit, but it's always soothing to listen to some acoustic vibrations or acoustic music or acoustic sounds. So guys, put my guitar back, and just slightly out of range so you don't have to, it doesn't distract you. So as I was saying, guys, this is time for the green card, and please apply if you want to come to the US legally, so you can work and live in the US. So once you've applied, and normally the results come back in April. So by April next year, you'll know whether you've been selected or not. So the application is free. You can do it online. Just go to the state.gov website, the Diversity Lottery. I'll post it down in the video here, so you guys can probably get the link to the state website where you can apply legally. It's free. You don't have to spend any money. Apply, and maybe, you never know, maybe next year in October you'll be sitting here like me in the US and working hard as usual, and of course living here in the US like any other American. So the other thing I wanted to say is there are the different ways of coming to the US. You can come through a fiancé visa, which is a 90-day visa, but you have to get married to the person who applied for you the fiancé visa within those 90 days. So if you don't get married to that person, then you have to go back to the US. I mean, not to the US. You have to go back to your country. It can be any country. It doesn't have to be. It can be Russia. It can be Ukraine. You can be from Latvia. You can be from South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, any country. So you can come with that visa, fiancé visa, 90-day visa, and then you have to be married within those 90 days. The other way is coming through marriage. So like you get married to somebody, or somebody has married you, and I thought get it a real marriage. I know some people will think of fake marriage, but real marriage. So when you come through marriage, it takes time, because once you get married to someone officially, you have your marriage certificate, and polygamy is not allowed in the US. It's monogamy. It's only one wife, one man, one wife. Otherwise, polygamy is a crime in the US. Apart from like the Mormons, where they do it indirectly, and also maybe maybe some other communities do it indirectly, that they marry one person legally, but the other person is just like a mistress. But for them, it's like they're married to them. So they have several wives in that way. So, and they get away with it. This is the church tradition, or the tradition. So once you have your marriage certificate, then your spouse can apply for you, and your spouse applies for you. It takes 2 years. It's a long process. It takes 2 years. You have to give all your details to the embassy. Your spouse appeals for you. It's called appeals for you, and then it takes generally about 2 years before you get your number, your immigration number, and then oh, my water is boiling over. I was trying to make some coffee. Sorry guys, just turned it off. If you look at my t-shirt, Pase, que chimba es Colombia. Que chimba is a slang. It's like, wow. It has got no translation. How wonderful is Colombia? Pase, how wonderful is. So I bought this t-shirt in Colombia when I was there, and I really love being in Bogota. And I'll go back again next year. This time I'll try to go to Medellin if possible, and also to the western coast. That is what's the name of that place? Okay, the western coast of Colombia. So I'll try to go to Santa Marta. Yeah, that's the area of Santa Marta. Also Medellin if possible. So hopefully that works next year. But going back to the topic, if you are coming from any country and you want to come to the US illegally, those are the 3 ways, most common ways. Either through the green card, which is open right now, so you can go online and apply for the green card, or you can come through fiancé visa, where your fiancé invites you, and you come in with the fiancé's visa. Is a 90-day visa, and within those 90 days, you have to get married to that person. If you get married to someone else or not get married, you're sent back to you're repatriated back to your country. Then the 3rd way is coming as somebody's wife or somebody's husband, a spouse. So you can come as a spouse, but your spouse has to appeal for you, and the appeal process takes about 2 years. So then after those 2 years, you'll get your immigration number, and then the process will start. You have to apply for the visa in your home country, or the country where you're living. You apply over there, and then you apply for the visa over there, the embassy. Then the embassy will give you a date, and then you go for the interview, and then you come over to the US as a spouse of someone who's here in the US. Then the 3rd way is also is like spouse, but it's family. So it's like you can appeal to your mom, you can appeal for your mom, your brothers. Your mom and your wife takes around 2 years, but your brothers and sisters will take a little longer. It will take maybe more than 2 years, 3, 4 years before they can get a number. And then when they get the number, they can now fill in the visa documents at the embassy, and then also go through the process, and then they can come here to the U.S. legally and work and live in the U.S. legally. They come as permanent residents, and then after about 2 to 3 years, normally about 5 years, become a citizen. But for people who come as wives, I think they become citizens much faster. So basically it's 5 years before you become a citizen. Once you land here, it takes about 5 years before you can become a citizen. Once you become a citizen, you're just a citizen like any other American. You've got every right like every other American, and you live and work here as an American, no matter where you came from. So that process takes about 5 years after you've landed here as a permanent immigrant. You've come here legally. Then it takes about 5 years before you become a citizen. And of course, there's a test that people take to become a citizen. So you'll take that test. You go to classes. There's some night classes, evening classes in high schools or other places, and which is offered by volunteers. And then once you take that exam, you go before a judge. They'll ask you several questions, like who was the first president, blah blah blah, about the Constitution, about the U.S. So to know that you know about the U.S. And then at that point, once you pass that exam, you get your certificate, you go for a swearing ceremony, and then become an American citizen. So that's the stuff that happened to many of us several years ago. For me, almost about 10 years ago, that I went through that process. For me, I came through the green card. Luckily, I applied and got the green card, and I came, just luck, and I came and I've been here for the last 10 or 12 years or so. So that is the most legal way. Either you come through the green card, that a lot of people, like in my plane, there are people from Russia, Egypt, or some countries in Europe, some countries in, there's so many people from different countries. Like the lady I was sitting next to, she was actually from Russia. I thought, wow, I thought she was an American, but when we landed, when we were presenting our cards, our passports, that's when I saw, wow, she's also a green card immigrant like me. She's holding a green card visa, a diversity visa. So that plane where we came in was full of people coming with the green card. So with the visa, with the green card visa. And the people from all different countries, different walks of life. So the American government gives people a chance from all walks of life. It doesn't matter. You just have to have done at least your what do you call it? Your high school. At least that's you need to have done your high school at least, and then your date of birth, you put it in there, and then just apply. So even if not done your high school, you just apply and see how it goes. When you come over here, you can still sit your GED. So that's the way to apply for the green card, and so it equalizes everybody when you come over here. You just struggle like everybody else when you come over here. Yeah. So if you want to come to the US, that is the best way. Those 4 ways are the best. Like either come through a green card, 1, 2, either as a fiancé, 3 as a spouse, 4 as a family member. Those are the most common. Then there's another way you can also come to the US as a student. So if you come as a student, you can have temporary work within the college and stuff like that. But when you come as a student, you have a student visa. So you stay as a student. When your student visa expires or your studies expire, you have to go back to your country. And if you come as a student, some people come as a student. You can study particular courses that are not common over here. I mean, which don't have a lot of professions like programming, computer programming. If you're a programmer and you apply, when you're a programmer and then your job can actually apply for you to stay, to get permanent residency for work. So that way, and that one is got a process of its own. So that one your employer applies for you. So, and that's for professionals who are very hard to find in the US. Then they can also live and work in America as professionals and eventually stay now here and become citizens. So those are basically the 5-6 ways that you can come to the US legally. The other way that other people have come also is where you can come in as a refugee, asylum. So the US has different laws, and for I think different, sometimes they give priority to different countries. Like in Afghanistan, what happened, a lot of them were airlifted and came in as refugees. So they got their green cards as refugees. Some countries have been given like, you can come in because there's hardship. Like a lot of people from Somali came during the Somali war, and they came as refugees. They went to refugees in another country, then they came in as refugees to seek asylum. So that was processed by the UN High Commissioner for Refugees and whatever. The processes are different, so I don't know that process. But you can come in as a refugee. And also, if you're coming from a country like maybe Venezuela, where there's been difficulty, or Guatemala, or any other country in South America, and you come, the best way is to enter legally and ask for asylum. Go to the border post and ask for asylum. If you have a problem in your country, you've got a certain, you're scared, maybe you can get killed if you go back because of the cartels, gangs, or whatever, you can apply for asylum, and then the US government may give you asylum or may not give you asylum, depending on the conditions or the reasons why you're applying for the asylum. So if you're coming from those countries, the best way is to apply for asylum, come through the normal crossings and apply for asylum. So whichever way you come in, if you come in, I don't know how the other people who do it, they are the guys who cross the fence. But normally the best way is give yourself up to the authority and then seek for asylum. Because the best and those border patrol people will tell you, go enter through that entry and apply for asylum. And sometimes the application for asylum is very long. There's so many people, thousands have applied. So you might have to stay in that country for a while as you wait for your application to be processed. Some are accepted, some are not accepted. But if you've already crossed illegally, then and you can still give up yourself to authority, and then they'll process, and then you might get asylum or you might be repatriated. So I wouldn't advise anybody to cross illegally, jump the fence or whatever, because that's what America is really worried about, people jumping over the fence and trying to get in illegally. So the best way is to get in legally, and hopefully that way you are able to work and live in the US. If you are here illegally, it's very hard because you'll be hiding, you can't drive a car, you don't have an ID card, you'll be a fugitive basically, you'll just be operating without papers, and that's almost impossible to operate like that unless someone is hiding you. It's almost impossible because you can't drive, you can't do so many things because you don't have identification, US identification. Yeah. So the best advice is come legally, and if your country is in a terrible situation, apply for asylum and get in as a refugee. That is a legal way of getting into the US as a refugee. And once you get a refugee, you get your papers, and maybe you have a sponsor, someone you'll go and stay with when you come in as a refugee. Then that way you'll be able to come in legally and live and work in the US legally. So that's what all I can say for people trying to come to the US. But right now, apply for the green card. The green card is open this month of October. I don't know when it ends. I think probably the end of October. Apply before the end, because the window of only 1 month for people to make that application. So make that application, and hopefully you get selected, and you can make it online on your phone. You can make it online on your phone, on the computers, and it's free. So make that green card application, and if you want to come over here and work in the US, wherever you are from, you can make it from Saudi Arabia, you can make that application from Europe, from South America, from Africa, from wherever you are, from Ukraine, from Latvia, from Estonia, I don't know about, probably from Russia too, so I don't know. From Russia, I think, yeah, there are a lot of Russians in America, incidentally too. So you can make it from wherever you are, whichever country you are. make the application, submit it, and wait. By April, you'll get your feedback back whether it's been accepted or not. Yeah, so guys, that was the facts that I wanted to give you guys about immigration to the U.S. and the legal ways of migrating to the U.S. and of course, don't try not to commit any fraud, because in the U.S. everything is very thorough. You wouldn't get away with anything like frauding or cornering or whatever you call it. Here, try to be honest as possible, and then you'll be fine. But if you're cheating, lying, it will be detected, and you'll be repatriated. And if you're caught here ICE by ICE and you are not here legally, you'll be repatriated. And the process may take time. You'll be taken to holding facility, and then eventually you're repatriated. So if you come legally, it's always best to come in legally and have your papers, and you're able to work and live here legally. That's the best way to come. So guys, today was just a day. It was my day off because I really worked hard for the last 5 days or so. So I decided to take an off and give you guys tidbits about migration to the US, green card applications which are now open. And I encourage you guys who are watching this video, apply for the green card now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Apply now before they close. The window is just 1 month. Apply now before they close, so that you may have a chance to come and live and work in the US, just like some of us got that chance. Anybody can get that chance. There's nothing special about anybody coming to the US. It's just like you applied, you got the chance, and you are here, and you work and you live and work like everybody else here in the US. So thanks a lot, guys. I'll hit you back with another video soon. Now that I'm here, I'll also be giving you more videos about my progress of my construction back in the village, because even when I'm here, I also send some money and of course get some material bought, and the construction continues in small bits when I'm not there. When I'm there, it normally goes very fast because I want a lot of stuff to be done when I'm there. But when I'm not there, it's a little slow because also I don't want people to siphon money from me. So I send a little bit, I see what is done for that particular time, then I send a little bit again, see how much is done, because when I'm not there supervising, different stuff can happen, and people just sometimes the masons or the fundis don't work as hard as when you're there. What they could have done in 2 days, they do in 5 days instead, because they just want to stretch the time and get paid on a daily basis. So that's one of the difficulty I find when the work is being done when I'm not there. But when I'm there, the work is done a little faster. Yeah. So that's all I can say for now, guys. I'll give you more videos. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like and share. Tell your friends to subscribe so I can give you more tidbits about now here where I am. Right now I'm in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. I'm in a city called Baldwin. Baldwin is on the western side of the city, and it's quite a serene, nice area where I live right now, and I like it, and I'll be here for a while, maybe a year or two, before I think of moving states, because I want to stabilize a little bit in what I'm doing before I can move to another state. But definitely I'll be moving to another state pretty soon, within a year or two. Yeah. So guys, I love you guys to the beach and back. Please subscribe to this channel, like and share. And if you have any comments, please put the comments down there. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, guys. Thank you for subscribing. I love you guys. Thank you. Ciao. Ciao. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye.